Hello friends, welcome to this lecture of information theory. In this lecture, I will tell you why it is important to study information theory in computer science and how you can make the study of information theory easier. Friends, information is an integral part of our life. The more information we have, the more powerful we can think about. If I talk about the information theory field, the major revolution that came into field of the study of the information theory was when Claude Shannon published his paper on mathematical theory of combination. So let us discuss all these things in the details here. So in 1948, Claude Shannon published a paper on mathematical theory of combination. The significance of this paper is that Mr. Shannon had talked about the concept of source coding theory and channel capacity. And you can think that from this paper itself, the major revolution had been observed in the field of the information theory. Or we can say that the study of the information theory came into existence only after the publishing of this paper. So we can also say that Claude Shannon is regarded as a father of information theory. So let us talk about what are the important things that we have to study in this subject. So in information theory, the key areas where we have to focus and the key areas from which basically the questions are asked in examination, viva or interview are first we have to understand a communication model that is required in in theory. So as we know that information is basically, when I define information is basically a processed data. We can say that one can obtain data from various sources. And one can further process it to give some information. So this is a real scenario, we can say, but we can also make use of certain techniques to process all sources of data into an information. So instead of an individual, we can have certain techniques also in computer science with the help of which we can process all kind of the data obtained from various sources to obtain information. And we have to talk about this mechanism here, how we are able to obtain the information in computer science with the help of the knowledge of the information theory. So we are going to discuss on this part of the process of generating the information. So let us begin with the topic of the communication model that is required to give us a processed information. So the communication model that we have to basically follow while studying the information theory is that we have a source generator of message. This is the first thing. We have some source generator of message. It can be some records, some human being, or we can consider anybody as a source generator of the message. And this message is transmitted through a source encoder. So we basically transmit the message through some source encoder, and the task of the source encoder is to convert message into bits, that is zeros and ones. And we basically make use of certain techniques, or you can say algorithms, that have to be studied in information theory to convert a message into the bits. So the major techniques that we have here is Huffman coding, Shannon coding, arithmetic coding, run length coding, LZW or dictionary coding. After encoding a message, we basically generate source code word, and this source code word is further transmitted through channel encoder. Channel encoder is basically that we transmit any message through some channel, and that channel has the capability to encode the source code word into the channel code word, into a channel code word. So the basic idea of the channel encoder is to add some parity, or redundant bits to source code word in order to detect or locate error in the obtained source code word. So that is the basic idea of channel encoder, and the various techniques that we make use of to encode the source code word at the channel encoder level include LBC algorithm then binary symmetric channel algorithm generator matrix and parity matrix. So after obtaining the channel code word, we basically pass this channel code word so through some modulator, and this modulator will generate signal, and this signal is basically passed through some channel, and we can also experience some sort of noise or disturbance at the channel level, which can also be overcome through various techniques. And after this, through this channel, at the receiver end, we demodulate the signal and pass it to channel decoder. And the task of a channel decoder is to decode the earlier encoded channel code word. That is the basic idea of using the channel decoder at the receiver end. And this channel code word basically generate the decoded channel code word, which is then passed through the destination decoder. And the task of a destination decoder is to decode the so-called obtained source code word. So this destination decoder will simply generate decoded destination code word. This is destination code word, and this decoded destination code word will finally received by the receiver, or you can say this is nothing but the message received by the receiver. So in this entire model, what we have to focus on is basically the significance of each of the component discussed under this model. This model is basically asked in university exams, and the topics on which we have to focus in this subject are: number one, we have to discuss the various techniques of source encoding, and then we have to focus on the various techniques to encode source code word. That is, we have to discuss various channel encoder techniques. So all these things would be discussed in my successive lectures. What you have to do in order to make the study of the information theory easier, that you have to follow my each videos, and you have to carry a notebook, and you have to note down all the important points discussed during my lecture. you just do the consistent revision of whatever the things discussed during my lecture, it will help you to have the better understanding of the information theory.